Buddy Hop Bikes in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And what I have here is a 2012 Morewood Kwela 29er. This frame is really exciting. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to ride. The frame is made of 6069 T6 aluminum. The tube set is triple butted for adding strength in the right areas and trimming weight where they can. The frame, a medium frame with C-clamp, only weighs in at 3 3/4 pounds. So those of us that don't live in an imperial country, it translates to about 1,700 grams. And speaking of measurements, the chainstay length on this frame is 440 millimeters, or 17.3228 something inches. So a little over 17 1/4. The dropouts are the familiar 135 by 10. It uses a replaceable derailleur hanger. Features IS brake mounts on the back. The seat stays and chain stays are bridgeless. There's ample room to use a 2.35 tire, and when you're out riding in snow or mud, that really extreme grease peanut butter stuff, you won't have issues with the frame packing up with the mud. The mud, you'll quit riding before this thing packs up with mud. The bottom bracket is the familiar 73 millimeter. The head tube's great, it's oversized. The head tube is a 44 mil head tube, so you could choose to run a tapered steer tube, a 1.1/8 straight steer tube. You could run a semi-integrated headset, or you could choose to run the Cane Creek angle set and adjust your geometry, add a degree or less, or take out a degree. The stock head angle on this with an 80 mil travel fork is 71 degrees. So this frame, you can run an 80 mil fork, 100 mil fork, up to 120 mil fork. And I have a demo built, and I can tell you from riding this thing, this bike begs you to get rowdy on it. This thing is a blast to ride. I did install a Cane Creek angle set on it, just out of curiosity. I am running a 4-inch travel Reva. I'll get into that a little bit later in the video. This is a medium frame. It features 2 mounts for flasks or bottles. The cables for the brake and for the the rear derailleur are run along the down tube. The front derailleur is run along the top tube, and you could also attach your gravity dropper post cabling through here. It does feature a 30.9 seat post, so go ahead and put that dropper in there. You know you're going to want it. As I said earlier, the bottom bracket is the familiar 73 millimeter, and with these Morewood frames, they do come faced and ready for installation. That doesn't need to be done on your own. The 44 millimeter head tube is also faced and reamed from factory. Again, another step that the end user won't have to do or pay someone else to do for them. It's done from the factory. So what I have here is a 2012 Kwela built. It is a medium-sized frame. I am about 5 foot 12 inches tall. I can get plenty of seat post length out of this for more than enough leg extension. My inseam is 32 to 33-ish. I tend to like a little more seat post than some, but a size medium thing feels perfect. The way that I have it built, I'm using an 80 millimeter stem, so it is still a relatively short reach. It keeps the front end pretty playful, pretty lively. I ride a lot of downhill. I do like to get a little frisky, on my trail rides. So using an 80 mil stem, it suits me a lot. I'm using a 100 millimeter travel Reba is a normal quick release. This bike begs to use a through axle fork. I'd encourage anyone building one to get a through axle fork. Using the oversized 44mm head tube, which does a number of things. It allows you to use a tapered steer tube, a conventional straight 1.125". You can run a semi-integrated headset. You could choose to run a Cane Creek angle set. That's what I chose to do on this demonstrator. I put an angle set in, including a 1-degree layback. That brings the head angle on this around 68 degrees. And the thing is a trail animal. I mean, it really begs you to get rowdy on this bike. Where the bottom bracket sits, the head angle, and the dimensions on it really encourages you to look for things along the trail to pop off of and double up on, and really just go to town on the descents. This thing rips. It's an absolute blast. But it's not a one-trick pony. It will go up the climbs, and I've sent it up some pretty technical climbs, things that I was astonished, probably because of me, not the bike. But definitely the bike has opened my eyes. Using the relatively short chainstay, 17.3, it's perfectly weighted. It's not too short that you feel like you're looping out a lot, and it's not too long that you feel like you can't get the front end up. It sits perfect. You need to scamper up a hill, it does it. And I can't express how shocked I was with some of the technical climbs that I've been able to manage with this frame, that on other frames I've had some struggling with getting the right line choice. I'm sure someone with some stronger legs and better lungs and blah, 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 it would be a moot point. But for me, it did it, and then some. And again, going back to the descents, it just halts. It wants you to keep pedaling and keep adding speed. It's a Morewood. I mean, that's what they're known for, downhill. And it feels like a downhiller's trail bike. These Kwela frames are offered in black and a white frame, and they're also available in 3 different sizes: small, medium, and large. If you have any questions about sizing, or any questions about the frame in general, or Morewood products in general, you can find my contact information at www.bunnyhopbikes.com. And check us out on Facebook. Thanks.